So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be your closing speaker today. And I will go back to some of the words and some of the concepts my previous speakers have taken, but I can assure you that I will take a completely and radically different approach to that. So, first slide, please. This is, I think, one of the absolute highlights of my expedition career and also a turning point of my life. I was the first Luxembourger to reach the North Pole in 2003. I stood on the top of the world, one of the most inhospitable places on this earth. From there onwards, I considered my boundaries to be limitless, to be theoretical, and my possibilities and my ongoing plans to be limitless. And my contention is everybody's limits are theoretical. Everybody's possibilities and everybody's potential goals are limitless. I've been traveling a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of places of ice and snow. So the last time it brought me to Greenland in 2019, and I crossed Greenland by kites. Now, I will get to that later on. Greenland is the world's largest island, and it is just located east of the Canadian Arctic archipelago. Except for the coastlines, Greenland is completely covered by an immense and massive ice cap. Traveling on that ice cap means temperatures at about minus 36 degrees Celsius and lower, gale force winds that can develop into massive storms in an instant, and a sheer distance of 2,400 kilometers from start to end. Now, is this your dream holiday destination? It doesn't look like this, but I can tell you, for me, this is paradise. Now, let me tell you a bit how this happened. In school, back then, I was a lot bullied because I've always been a high achiever. I lived in a bleak, unfavorable, and reactionary place where I did not have a lot of possibilities to self-development and creativity. Extreme mountaineering with solo climbs, with nearly a death wish, left me an opportunity to satisfy my absolute desire for high performance, to channel my negative energy and to transform it into power, raw power. Unfortunately, these episodes were very short. These episodes of happiness were short, and they left me craving for more. Later on, in my working environment, things didn't really change. I felt that lying and mobbing and manipulating were the norm in the medical world. I had to face daily prejudices because of my sense of justice and my organization of life. And these were not my values, and they are still not my values. So really, things had to change in my life and my expeditions. Time to get up and grow, as here on the Greenland ice cap in 2008. Polar landscapes or Arctic regions, for me, they are last sanctuaries for lost and haunted souls. And I was one of those lost souls that were looking for salvation over there. I could not drop everything after so long, or perhaps I just missed the last bit of courage to just dump everything. Instead, I was able to change what I did in my free time, to change my line of thought, to change my surroundings and my other strategies. Embracing an expedition-centered thinking I was able to go and embark on a path to find fulfillment and satisfaction. So you have one major thought when you're home after an expedition, when we build the next one. And this passion burns enormously. You can feel it in all your body, tingling. This absolute desire to go back out on the ice again. Expeditions encompass all elements of real life, just in a much more intense and decisive way. I'm sure you all have been in a Zoom meeting with some guy who at the end said, "Oh, I know all about this." And you thought suspiciously, did he really get the point? And for sure, 10 days later, he's coming to you. He has a lot of questions, and he did not do anything. Nobody in these talks wants to take real responsibility. Everything is about talking and presenting yourself. If you have this approach in the wild, a tent that you are trying to build up in a snowstorm will be gone in seconds, and you will be struggling for your life. Expedition survival is about real cooperation between all team members and many more essential factors. I believe that the care and the respect we give each other on the ice cap should be the standard everywhere. When you wake up in your tent in the early morning and it's frozen everywhere, you have this little demon talking to you, and he tells you all the different reasons why you should go home, you should turn around. But it's the moment that you get up and that you continue, which is important and which is a key element to succeed. And it makes the difference between success and failure. Going the planned distance every day. Always have your goal in mind and never get distracted, even in the face of the worst adversities. That's my mantra. To progress, we wear harnesses and we use kites. Now, kites are large sails that are on long lines. These kite lines are fixed to the front of the harness, and the lines with the sled are fixed to the back of the harness. When the air goes into the kite, it is slowly put upwards, and you have a tension on the lines. This pull on the lines is gradually getting more until you get speed, and you can redirect this speed through the edges of your skis into direction. This beautiful machine made out of a kite, the lines, the human on skis, and the tied-up sled. It advances without hesitation. This surrealistic train glides on the horizon, on the endless white surface, glistening in the sun. The risks have been assessed and evaluated. Backup plans are in place. Fear has been looked into and dealt with. Half-heartedness and hesitation have no place in a project of this magnitude. And no doubt, completely positive attitude is essential for such an expedition. And then, at some moment, the one and only way emerges. Onward, straight ahead. Sometimes, when the wind is blowing steadily in the same direction and the kite is stable, you can let your mind loose. You can let it wander into the furthest little places. and you can discover new worlds. You can enter a state of mind which is called the flow. In this state of mind, you have no constraints of time and space. You exist perfectly in your little bubble where you're headed straight into bliss. It is worth years of training, all sacrifices, and I would say nearly everything. It is in this setting that I can think and speak freely. I have no regrets, and I'm alive. Then being in such an atmosphere, in such an environment, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, live your life here. Live it here and now. When I'm out on the ice cap, I can really connect to the elements. There are only the forces of nature and myself. Surrounded by Mother Nature, I feel like there is only honesty and truth. And then there is this unique feeling when you're connected to a power which is so much greater than yourself. And it is at that moment when you truly revisit your reality. It is at that moment when you truly dive into your out-of-the-box reality check. It is at that moment that you realize that your boundaries are theoretical and that your possibilities and your ongoing goals are limitless. Look at that beauty. Sometimes I had difficult stages in my development, and I experienced severe setbacks. Nevertheless, I got out of the fog, and I'm now a father, a doctor, and an explorer, and I tackle world-class explorations. There is no reason you cannot find your first mountain to climb. You can go on with your plans, and you can achieve your final goals. Despite all problems and challenges, and there have been significant ones, life is a journey worth taking and really exploring to the fullest. You too can get strength and in resilience through physical performance and mental challenges to find your own and unique path. When you leave here, visit your reality. Go in this out-of-the-box reality check. When you leave here, find an activity, find a place, find a driver who allows you to revisit your reality. That's all I ask of you. Thank you very much.